cannot process this in my head that we're starting this video with, well, I hit in the night from Friday to Saturday 5K subscribers. So that means this little family here of very unapologetic people, of people who are tired of bullshit in the beauty community, that are they are lusting for honesty and truth, but also a little bit of creativity. I mean, look at this. Welcome. Did I flick off my gemstone now? Okay, no, it felt just like I flicked it off. I'm just wowed by the fact that there is a 5 now in front of these numbers. This is just insane. And don't get me wrong, this is not only because of me and my work. This is because I, after that Kaima situation, had so many people backing me, been there for me, making videos about me. The majority of them, they were just awesome. Like, I'm looking at Jen Love, who just made the first of this on YouTube. Then we have Alicia Budget Beauty, who made a couple of videos on TikTok. We all were in contact beforehand, and the latest one that came, aside from I think 3 or 4 podcasts now that featured the story, and that definitely also helped in this, the latest video was by Robert Welsh, and I cannot, but now I flicked it off. No, I still didn't. I never wear these stones, so they feel like a little bit weird now. But what I wanted to say is the last video that came online, that was Robert Welsh. He covered the story with so much sass. I watched that video with my husband together. We stayed late extra because the video went up German time at 9:30 p.m. Do you know what I regularly do at 9:30 p.m.? Well, I am fucking deep asleep because I'm old and I go to bed at 8 p.m. And when I then saw, okay, the video will come at 9:30, but I definitely cannot sleep because I knew that he was uploading this, and I wanted to see this as one of the first people. And the amount of insanely funny comments that not only people have made in the video, like the comment section of the video, is just hilarious. And just him and his commentary is spot fucking on. And I cannot thank everybody enough for covering this and for speaking out, because as said in the video that I originally did, the bullying video, this, while the core of this thing is about this shit brick of brand, this is now so much more, because this is just, we don't accept that. Like, you cannot talk to us like that, to nobody. And if there are still people out there, and there are, because they are coming for me too, that to the core of the heart are still defending Kaima and the brand, I politely ask you to leave, because it does not matter, honestly. I don't care at this point anymore whether it was an employee or Gemma. She's the owner. She's responsible for everything. And that is just how ownership works. But we're talking about new makeup releases. I just wanted to start the week off with a big thank you to everybody who was talking about this, who is here, who was coming to just support and to comment, to share, to just be the decent human, the good human that she definitely should learn to be. But again, now let's start in the new makeup releases. While we in the last week had a lot of stuff to talk about, this week It's not so much, but we're starting right away with Nomad Cosmetics because I told you the Nomad Cosmetics guessing game and their whole build up on everything usually ends on that day that I'm filming new makeup releases, so on a Saturday, and they launch the color stories of the palette always a couple hours after I'm done filming. So we're starting with the Witchy City Salem. This is now the color story of Nomad Cosmetics fall palette, and I like it a lot. The only thing that I personally not like is actually the greens, but A, this is a very personal preference, and B, these greens match the eyeshadow palette. They match the Halloween theming. So I'm not mad about them. I'm just saying that this is just not my preference. But I bought it myself. I am still waiting for it to come. So if you order it from the Nomad Cosmetics website from the EU, please be sure it will be shipped out, but they also said that this time for the EU warehouse, it's going to be a bit of a pre-order because they're still waiting for the stuff to come in. And I think in some of the posts it says with a 2 or 3 week delay. So you will get a review with 3 looks or 4 looks. How many do you want to see? I'm thinking actually of 3 looks because I think with 3 I can totally incorporate all 18 shades and do something insanely good. In that collection, by the way, there are also lipsticks. I skipped on the lipsticks. I saw a lot of swatches, a lot of applications, and I just, for myself, have to say that while I like the metallic finish of them a lot, none of these colors are really for me. So I have over 100 lipsticks and lip glosses and whatever. I don't have to add something right now that I know I will not like so much. If you want to get this, or if the lipsticks in general are your jive, and together with the palette, they also have bundles where you can save some money. I do have now a code with Nomad Cosmetics. It's ELLAKINKLEY and it saves you 10%. I like this palette. Oh, and do you know what? When we're talking about the drama here, okay, where do I start? So, witchy themings, witchy color stories. When I think of a witchy color story, I think of orange. I actually do think of these very, very bright, toxic greens. I think reds are very, very, very matchy here. Purple too. So everything here in this color story, when you just think of the fact that this is a witchy theming, it adds up. And just take a look in the just Google, like take your time and Google for witchy eyeshadow palettes. I promise you that 90% of these palettes will have similar colors. But the fact that there was a artist that is doing cover art for another brand that they threw shade towards Nomad Cosmetics. I don't want to shade anybody because I don't know what to really think about this, but since this is public info on the internet on Reddit, you can go to Reddit, go to the Beauty Guru Chatter subreddit, and then just type in Nomad Cosmetics and you will find this. But it's a screenshot of the story of Doodles by the Bunny. She is doing most of the cover art for Gourmand Girls. I have tried the brand, so this post is not coming from the brand, it was from her, and it was a screenshot of an older, I think, palette that they, I guess, did together. I don't know the full backstory, and the caption says, often imitated but were not intimidating, and it's basically a very, very similar color story in that Gourmand Girls palette, and I don't really know what to think. As said, I'm very curious what you think about this because I actually haven't formed an opinion on that, because on one side, I feel like it does kind of mock them, but on the other side, it's maybe just a little bit of advertisement because they also have a palette like that. The comments on Reddit, oh boy, they leave no crumbs. Like they are really, really harsh. And that's coming from someone like me who is very harsh. But I personally am not 100% sure if this is really meant to mock Nomad Cosmetics. So here, my commentary on this, please keep that in mind, is very neutral because I am genuinely interested. What do you think about this? So back to the Nomad Cosmetics palette. I personally really like this color story, and you know that I love the Nomad formula, especially since they updated their shimmer formula. The older ones, they were really bad, but the newer ones, oh, they're so amazing. So I'm excited, can't wait to receive it. I have a code with Nomad Cosmetics, it's ELLAKINKLEY, and yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. I don't know why I stopped mid-sentence. But let's move on to Dolce & Gabbana. They will come out with the Paint Me Up All Over Multi-Play blushes. And from what we see here, these are basically tubed blushes, and Glowscope here is writing that there are 6 available shades, and 2 of them are highlighters. So honestly, it's 4 blushes and 2 highlighters. Blush shades are Rose Swirl, Coral Splash, Mauve Graffiti, and Red Sketch, and the highlighters are Crystal Glaze and Pearl Drip. There is no launch date yet. I saw some of the luxury content creators already having them and talking about them, and personally, I am interested in Crystal Glaze because this is described as a luminous icy highlight, and maybe Mauve Graffiti because it is described as a bold mauve for a statement flush, and Red Sketch, a passionate intense red. I am on the hunt currently for that perfect red blush. I do have a couple here already, but I'm still testing out because I just love red blushes a lot. These look very nice, but the thing, and that is what people in the comments have said on other posts about these blushes, it's Dolce & Gabbana. So it's actually luxury makeup. And the fact that they come in like squeezy tubes with needle tips that look like the ABH blushes that come in this packaging, a bit cheap. I just expect a little bit more from a brand like Dolce Gabbana because they do have nice makeup. I have tried a couple of their things, and their liquid blush, the Violet pH activated blush, yes, pH, I know. That is one of my favorites this year because it is that good. So I have high expectations for the formula, but I agree with the price tag of Dolce & Gabbana makeup. I just expect better packaging because luxury makeup is a lot about the experience. We have an upcoming questionable release from Glamatrix. Glamatrix did a collab palette. It's the Crown Legacy palette and will be coming at the end of September. Why is this questionable? Well, when you think of an indie brand doing a collab palette, you probably think of, oh, they collab with a small creator, preferably from their region. Since Glaminatrix is Australian, I would have thought that they collab maybe with Australian creators, or since the US, of course, is their biggest market, would also make sense to collab with a US creator. But they collab with a shop. And I talked about this with a couple people now before filming, and we have questions. Why is Glaminatrix collabing with Monolith Shop, a reseller for indie brands? And I don't want to go too deep into the history that I have with Monolith Shop because this has really nothing to do with that. It could have been any other shop, like, I don't know, a Sephora collab, or a Douglas collab, or a Ulta collab would have made also not a lot of sense. Because when I think of a brand collabing with another creator, in my mind, it's because they want to give the creator, of course, a chance to express their vision of an eyeshadow palette, and both parties they benefit from that. But a creator is bringing in some sort of creative input. A retailer for makeup is not bringing in creative input. They're bringing in their market, but that's it. Because people that love Glaminatrix makeup, they either shop on the Glaminatrix website, or maybe they do shop on Monolith, because every launch from Glamatrix is common there, aside, I think, from the singles. But it really does not make a lot of sense, and I do have a lot of questions, and I would love, once the launch date is coming closer, I would love to see an explanation why they decided to collab with a retailer. For me, this has a weird taste. And this might goes a little bit too far because I never had a collab, so I don't know what the behind the scenes is of that, but I assume that when a brand is collabing with a retailer, that they do not pay the retailer for that. While a creator, I'm pretty sure, gets paid a certain amount. But that is now just very, very wild guessing. Do you have an idea why this has happened? Maybe you have some inside thoughts. I'm happy to learn here. But for me, I have questions. Not so many questions I do have for the new Charlotte Tilbury releases. A lot has happened last week with Charlotte Tilbury. We have 3 releases. Like, what the fuck's going on? We have the new Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray in Matte. And I was confused because I think the original one is matte. Like, what is the difference? But I will find out because I bought it. We also have a new updated version of the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and I picked it up. I tried the previous one and I didn't like it, so I really hope that this one I do like, because I like the finish and the coverage of it, but it was so drying on my skin, which is actually weird because this never happens. I can wear an Estee Lauder double wear piled up in 3 layers and there will be no dry cracks on my face. But with this one, it had. So hopefully this new version is better. It should arrive actually today when I'm filming this. And then we also have the lip masks. The life-changing lip mask. And they come in 2 shades, Magic and Pillow Talk. Magic, I guess it's just see-through. Yeah, and Pillow Talk is the pinky one. But the thing is with this lip mask, there were some promo images of the lip mask going on, like a before and after, and how super moist and nourished the lips now look. But in that before pictures, you were clearly able to see that they put powder on top of the lips to enhance any dryness or to create a fake dryness. And while I don't think that this is the same level as putting on falsies for a mascara ad, it is kind of weird. I don't know. It just gives a little bit of a weird taste, but I don't think it's as bad. People on Reddit, again, they have been mocking and bashing this, and that's actually the reason why I realized it, because I was looking through the pictures before and after, like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, I agree, you can definitely see that there is foundation on the lips, or at least powder, but, well, it's okay, I guess. It's not like they applied a latex lip on top or like a prosthetic lip on top and that looked cracked. It was still the real lips, but they enhanced some dryness with adding powder. So it is a bit fishy, but again, not as bad as putting on falsies for mascara. Next up, we have a new launch from Victoria Beckham Beauty. And oh boy, this breaks my heart because this is a new foundation. Again, we're heading into fall, so we're heading now into foundation and coverage time. This is clearly visible here. This is the new foundation drops powered by Augustinus Bother, and I was initially so interested in this foundation because I love Victoria Beckham Beauty. I know so far out of my comfort zone, or so far out of my makeup zone actually. I gave one of the lid glossers a new chance. I picked up in one of my last orders the shade Mirror, and this is a silver, and oh, I love Mirror. This just proves that I just grabbed the wrong shade for me the very first time. But what I want to say is that the stuff with Augustinus Bother is overpriced as fuck. Augustinus Bother is a skincare brand that is so fucking overpriced. You cannot tell me that this is worth it. And that comes from somebody who has no problem spending $60 on a 50 ml moisturizer. But Augustinus bought her 15 milliliter moisturizers. They cost €100. No, this is really not worth it. They are so overpriced. And the sad thing is that this foundation will probably 100% be at the price range. And the thing is, there is also a concealer in that line and people love that, but I think the concealer is like 80. Is it 80? Let me check on the Victoria Beckham Beauty website, because I was just actually today on that website because I thought that the foundation has launched already, but it will launch September 3rd, so we still have some time. Let me see what the concealer is. The concealer is €75, so I assume this foundation is going to be 120, 140, maybe €150. I am really torn by this because my favorite foundation, the Chanel Supplément Le is also €150 and the concealer is 100. And I don't know why I'm so hesitant with the Victoria Beckham stuff, because I think it's because the Chanel one is, I would say, medium to even full coverage foundation, but medium full, like not full coverage, but medium full. While this Victoria Beckham and Augustinus Bader stuff, that is really more skin tint vibes. The concealer is a concealer pen. It's like the YSL Touche Éclat one, and there is like no coverage. But I know that people love it so much. So I need your input. Do you want me to test this? If it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, because we have limited budget here. Next up, we have a beauty brand that is common, that is, and I'm not exaggerating this, but that's like 10 to 15 years too late. If this brand by Amrezy, the Amrezy, would have dropped at the same time the ABH and Amrezy highlighter came out, top tier brand, like top tier for years. But now, I didn't even think of Amrezy for so many years that I actually thought that maybe she isn't into influencing anymore. Maybe she isn't an Instagram person anymore. I don't even know what she's doing right now. But according to her profile, she's really just Amrezy, and that's all that she does. So I don't know what her core business is, but I guess it's being an influencer and probably a model. But the brand is way too late. I do though think that she probably is onto something here, because in my opinion, some trends come back. We have we have reached a time where we start to recycle trends, we start to recycle makeup. That happens all the fucking time. And when I see this, so it will start with 10 lipsticks, 10 glosses, and 10 lip tones. Lip pencils, lipsticks, lip glosses. What was I talking about? I don't know. I kind of think that when I look at this selection of nude lipsticks, this is just something that will never die. And glitter glosses, like look at these shifty glosses, they are full on trend right now. So, is this going to be a hit for the name Amrezy? I'd say 70% yes. But I do believe that this is going to be a hit because the lip products look actually really on current trend. So, I'm curious if I will get this here in Germany, because usually with these brands, it's never in Europe. But I would love to try this. I'm honest with you, while I do think it's 10 years too late, it should have launched in 2015, 2014. I am kind of excited for this, and I don't know why, but I'm looking at the gloss here. The one in the picture, the upper one with the purpley hue, and the one two down below. That super shimmery one. And then the another 3 down, that grayish nudie one, they look awesome. And there are the matching lipsticks. So I talked myself into the brand now. What am I doing actually? And let's move on to the last that I have saved here. So as I told you already, it's not that much this week. Makeup by Mario is bringing out a foundation. And when I saw this, I was like, but he has a foundation that looks exactly the same. It is a new foundation. This is the Surreal Skin Natural Finish Foundation. That is, by the way, completely different in name for his first foundation that is called the Surreal Skin Foundation. Can we get a little bit more creative here? But basically it says a foundation with a natural finish and weightless medium coverage that smooth and blurs for a second skin effect. Isn't that the exact same description as the first one? Let's check the Makeup by Mario account to see, because I saw that they have a post, or they had a post on this where the difference is. Okay, I can't find that post anymore where it was, so I went to the website, and the description for the normal foundation says, great for normal, dry, and mature skin alike. This foundation pairs blah, 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 blah. Breathable, serum-like texture, blah, 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 blah. Luminous, medium coverage foundation that builds effortlessly for long wear and 12-hour foundation. Best for dry to normal skin types. And on the new foundation side, it says not shiny or overly matte, buildable formula, natural finish, comfortable all day, non-drying, locks in moisture, blah, 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 blah. Best for normal to oily skin. So, yeah. One is for dry to normal, so this one, and the other one normal to oily. I have normal skin, so I assume I'm allowed to use both. And I don't know if I will try this, because I just ordered the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, and I also ordered the Natasha Denona foundation. Both, I said, will arrive today, but I'm very curious because this foundation here is also one of my favorites, and I recently used it, and I just shook it, but I am down to this. So I have used nearly half the bottle of this, and I didn't even realize that I have used this so much. I don't know. Will I try this? Will I not? I actually like the Makeup by Mario base products. Like his powder is also really good. I love the concealer actually. The foundation, as said, is awesome. Haven't tried the setting spray. That's still in my in my drawer. But I'm still not sure if I want to try this. If this lands at Sephora, I have to check, but I do have a 20% discount right now at Sephora, so that is good. And I'm also waiting for the House Labs Contour Sticks to come, because they will land here in Europe in October, so it is a while, but I will try it. And the thing is, I then thought, okay, then I ordered from the House Labs website. But no. They made shipping now 37 euros. So fuck off. No, thank you. But I might get this together with the discount and my and the contour stick then in October. So we will see, but let me just know if you want to see this. And that's, as said, actually it. I want to thank you once again for all the beautiful support, for all the people that are now here, and honestly, we have to reevaluate the follower goal, because last year in my Alamus, in one of the Get Ready With Me's, we talked about goals for this channel, and my goal was to hit 3,500 subscribers, and I actually hit that goal before everything has happened. And now, because of what has happened, I have over 5,000 subscribers. So what is a realistic goal by the end of the year? Some people were already messaging me like, yeah, 10K by December. Like, no, calm your tits, or calm at least one tit, because 10,000 will definitely not happen. But I think it's realistically to say that we might scratch at the 6,000 by the end of the year, because let's be real, I got the biggest boost now in the past 4 weeks, but that will slow down. Like, it is already slowing down, so that is completely normal. And I'm just, honestly, aside from all the numbers, I'm just thankful, and I am just so curious where this journey with the channel is going. I'm happy. I'm excited, and I'm thankful for everybody of you who is here. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any of the other upcoming videos. And I see you very, very soon. And don't forget to tell me all the questions and answer all the questions and tell me what is the reason you're most excited on. See you.